Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And today, from Thomas Nelson, we have the NKJV Personal Size Large Print Reference Bible. Now, to call this the Personal Size Large Print Reference Bible alone really doesn't tell you about its features. I think it would be better named the End of Verse Reference Bible. Now, I will link a previous review of the KJV End of Verse Reference Bible in the description. I'll also put it on the end screen. But let's take a look at the New King James. This is a brand new release, and it is in the brown goatskin, and you will see that it's very similar in size to the New King James Single Column Reference Bible. The Single Column Reference Bible is a touch thicker, and I'll show you why. It's not much, but it is a touch thicker. This one is, of course, single column, references on the outer margin, and then this one is double column, and the references are at the end of each verse. So whenever you have a reference, you'll see it right there at the end of the verse. So anytime you're looking for a reference, it's going to be right there with your reading, which is really sharp. Now, they keep the notes on the bottom. And one thing that really stood out to me on this one is it does not have the red accents. See, this has the red accents. It has your red chapter subheadings. It has your red book and chapters. And it also has your red accents in the references. This one does not. This one is all black. But another thing that really stood out about this one is that this one is a black letter, and this one is a red letter. So when you get to the Gospel of Matthew, you can see that the words of Jesus are in red. Now, what really makes this nice, here's why I love the red letter in this edition. It's because it does not have the red accents. So we don't have an overabundance of red. I love that the verse numbers are in black. So it really makes those red letters stand out really nice. It's excellent. So I really love this. And of course, again, the references are in black, so they're going to stand out and be really nice and bold. Every time you get to the end of the verse, if there's a reference corresponding that verse to somewhere else in the New or Old Testament, boom, you have your references right there within your reading experience, and it's actually not that invasive. And also, this is a verse-by-verse format in the New King James. And it's kind of hard to detect the verse-by-verse format because the way they've got it laid out when it's not in poetic setting, but you can see the verses are all lined up in a row, verse by verse. So at first I actually thought it was a paragraph just by looking at it. So it really gives you the best of both worlds, which is kind of slick. So as you can tell, this is a brown goatskin, perimeter stitched. It has three really nice, not Beresford, but very comparable to Beresford ribbons. It has your raised hubs on the spine. It has your gold foil stamping. It has your edge lining. It has the perimeter gold. All the bells and whistles that you've really come to love with the Premier Collection. It has a 10.5 point font. So this is a half size font bigger than this one. And it's also a half size font bigger than the King James. This is the King James End of Verse reference, and you can see the same style. At the end of each verse, it has all your references. This one is also a red letter edition. Now, one thing I did notice is it appears to me that the red is just a tinge darker in the KJV. Not by much, but it does seem a little bit. It could be my eyes playing tricks on me just because of the type of paper, because this is the 36 GSM Premium European Bible paper. Beautiful. So when you get to the back, of course, you're going to see the things that you're used to seeing in your New King James. You're going to have your concordance. And this is a triple column, very small font. I'm going to say that's probably like maybe a 6. That is a little bitty font, but it's still usable. And then it has, of course, your Thomas Nelson maps on the glossy cardstock paper. And once again, edge lined, really sharp. I like this thing. And I love that it's double column. I love that it's verse by verse. I love that the references are at the end of the verse. So if you like the King James, you've got this option here. This one is in a genuine leather. It is not edge lined. It is a paste down liner, but does have some reinforcement tape. It's also quite a bit less expensive. You can get this one for well under $100. This one's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 or more, depending on sales and different things. I'll put all the links in the description to help you find this. It's also available in some cheaper options and some lower level leather soft covers that will cost you, some of them, around $20. So depending on what you want to spend determines which cover you want. This one is going to be the nicest option. It's also got the overcast stitching. It's got the Smith sewn binding. It's got the art gilding with the red under gold. Pretty much everything you'd expect in a premium Bible. Beautifully done. Love the corners. Love everything about it. This is excellent. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.